stand for that flag. Alright, this video here I'm going to show you how to install a Novabrik. Okay? There's a pallet there. There's a pallet there. And there's more or less two pallets kind of there. So anyway, prep is your first thing that you have to do. Alright, and to prep it, what you have to do, obviously, is you take off all the old siding. Now you can see that I had a fake brick panels up here before. Most of them I've already stripped off, and I used them over there in the garage, as you can see. You want to put some sort of insulation board behind it, is what they recommend. As you can see, I use pink board. I have to finish doing that. You can see the pink board's been up here a while. I don't want to say since last summer, but it could have been since last summer, I'd say. So you can see how well that's faded. This window here, I had to order a new window. This one's falling apart. That one's falling apart. That one there, I'm going to go ahead and brick all the way up to it without any issues, but this window here has to get moved over because I was off by 3 inches, 4 inches when I built this wall, when I put the window in. Anyway, or I really wasn't, but anyway, so that window's got to get moved, so I ordered a new one, and they told me a 6-month lead time because of the shortage of lumber, believe it or not, for making frickin' windows. So anyway, everything's been pulled off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the rest of the insulation board. Like I said, this is pink board. You don't have to do that, but if you're already going to be doing the wall, extra added layer of insulation doesn't hurt. This pink board is R5. I may pull all that off and use foil board. Not really sure, because foil board has a for 1/2 inch. Yeah, no, for 1 inch, I believe it's 6.2, 6.7 or something like that. But either way, I already bought the foil board. I have all that. So now I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to finish covering the wall with a backer board. Then you put furring strips up, and you screw your furring strips into the studs. Okay, because you got to remember, this Novabrik is kind of a stacked brick type setup, but it's extremely heavy. So yeah, you want to make sure that it's secured into studs to get the hold. So where there's every stud, so there's a stud every 16 inches, so you want to put furring strips up, put your board on first, house wrap, whatever you're going to do, then your furring strips, then your starter strip, and then the brick. So I'm going to cut this right here. I'm going to get the wall finished prep. I'll get a quick shot of that. Then I'll show you, I'll go ahead and put the furring strips up. You don't need to see me do that. The furring strips, right? I'll do that. I'll explain everything as I go. To see what a completed wall looks like, I did the kitchen one. Now the brick that's going on the back of the house here is a lighter color brick. Eventually there's going to be another deck over the top of this. But anyway, you can see how it looks. This wall here, same brick, different color. So you can see how nice that looks. This goes, well, from under the deck, way under the deck, all the way up, obviously to the top. I have to still add trim here, and then I still have to add the cap up here. But there's a roof that's going over part of this. So anyway, that's how the brick looks. So you can see it really does look nice. Easy to install. You need 2 drills, because you have to drill a hole, 1 or 2 holes in each, not each brick, but anyway, I'll show you as I go. So anyway, the tools you need, you want a level, obviously, to make sure you're straight. You want a level. 2 drills. I'm going to use 2 drills, one with the cement bit to drill through the brick because they're not pre-drilled. I'm using a coated deck screw to fasten these. I'm using longer screws, so not only will it go into the brick, it'll go through the brick into the 1x3s, 2x3s, 3x3s, 1x4, I'm sorry, 1x3, into that, and partially into the stud also, so it'll be held real good. So anyway, you need 2 drills, drill bit, one of the concrete drill bit, then the screws, and I'll show you all that. But anyway, I'm going to finish getting that other wall prepped, and then I'll get a shot of it after it's completely prepped. Alright, I have my 2 drills. I have a 1/4 inch concrete bit there in that drill, then just a regular hex bit, Torx bit. Anyway, 2.5 inch screws. I'm going to use those to fasten their ferro end strips. And then I'm going to use 4-inch screws, maybe a little overkill. I'm going to use 4-inch screws. You can see how long these are. But when you figure you have to go through the brick, through the ferro end strips, 1-inch foil board, then your T111, and then the stud. So that's why I'm using 4-inch screws. I don't have enough to complete the wall. Pink Floyd. But anyway, so these are the screws I'm using as triple coated deck screws. They have really good coat resistance for corrosion, but they're all going to be covered anyway. And you also need a rubber mallet to knock the bricks in place, and I'll show you that. Alright, as you can see, the prep is pretty much complete. Now, this window here is getting replaced. Alright, because I have to move it over 3 inches, 4 inches. So that's why I'm not going to run the brick any higher than this. Okay, because this window, like I say, has to get moved over to here. Well, that's not 3 inches. I think it needs to get moved to about here. But anyway, that piece I'll cut off. But anyways, just kind of give you an idea. Okay, apparently I got to put a screw into this. Because this window also is getting replaced. You can see how it rotted out. And these are Pella windows, and I paid a shitload of money for them. And unfortunately, when I was back on the East Coast at Joint Base Andrews taking care of Michael, I knew some of these windows were falling apart. And by the time I got back here, the warranty had expired. Otherwise, they would have had to have replaced them. So I ordered new sashes for them. They sent the wrong ones to Lowe's. So I called them. They said, well, keep them. We'll send you out the right ones. So they sent me out the right ones, which were the wrong ones. So I called them back again, directly to Pella. Called them back again, and I said, hey, the ones you sent me were the wrong ones. And each one of these windows has a sticker on the inside. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. Okay, that's the serial number, model, and that gives them all the information they need. So I actually gave her a photograph of the stickers, okay? So they wouldn't screw up again, and guess what? The windows they sent me, the replacement sashes they sent me, were the wrong ones again. So finally I gave up after having, but I do have plenty of replacement sashes that don't fit. So anyway, there's your prep. It's basically done. Now if you noticed, because I'm going over the deck here, if you notice, I have each one of those off the deck. I don't want them touching the deck and chances of them rotting out. So, starter strip. You can see the starter strips right there, so I'm going to install a starter strip. And when you install a starter strip, use a level, snap a chalk line. You can put a chalk line, start it over at that end, you know, and stretch it basically all the way across to make sure you're level, and use that with a line level. I can show you how to do that, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use, I have a 6-foot level here, and that's probably what I'm going to use. I don't know, I'll probably go get that. I know more than likely I'm going to go get the chalk line and a line level, and just snap a line. So anyway, I will get a shot of that. Oh, the whole reason I taped the seams, you can see all the seams are taped. Reason being, less air infiltration. So if you, I mean, you don't have to use any kind of backer board like this. You can just use furring strips over your existing OSB or whatever you're putting it over. But it doesn't hurt to add extra insulation. Now, the pink stuff is R5. It's 1-inch R5. The Johns Manville, Lowe's quit carrying Celotex, which gives you an 1-inch gives you an R value of 7.2. I believe it's 7.2. 7.4. But anyway, because I bought this at Crepnard's, the R value of 1 inch, as you can see, you look at the little chart there, 1 inch only has an R value of 6. And the stuff, the Celotex brand that Lowe's used to sell, gave you an R value of 7.2. 7.4, I believe. Anyway, point being, the stuff from Crepnard's isn't as good. So anyway, I will get a shot once I snap the chalk line.